Hello, everybody. I am so excited to be here. Yes, I did miss, I think it was only 1 week, but we've been moving or getting ready to move. So this will actually be the last time I do Authortunities with this background. So I know you're all broke up. I will be moving into a new house. The internet goes on tomorrow, actually. So I'm super excited. I'm also just going to say, like, I don't know why my hair gets so much frizzier when the camera goes on. Like, I just looked and I was like, oh, it looks fine. And then now I'm like, what is that sticking out? And yeah, but anyways, I'm not going to look at myself because I am here to share opportunities extra, all the extra opportunities, if I could speak, that didn't fit in the newsletter this week. And the first one I have is actually a really important one. This is not even in the newsletter yet, but because it hasn't published officially, I'm going to add it as soon as I'm done with this show. But this is Hildy Silverman, who you might know as an editorial emeriti of one of the editorial emeriti of Space and Time magazine. So very cool. She has this Kickstarter going on. They are just over halfway funded. It ends this Saturday, so August 19th, I think that is. So let's go ahead and push this all the way through. She's not asking for a lot. There's only $3,000 left, which I know it's like, oh my God, $3,000. That's not in my pocket right now. But if all of us pitch in like $10 or something like that, then it will be. And I will also be pitching in. I'm sorry, Hildy, I am moving, so it's not going to be huge. Well, is it ever huge? I am a writer. But if we all work together, we can do this. But so that you don't hear me, let's hear from Hildy, because I just saw she has this super cool video.
Hi, all. Just stopping in to say thank you so much to everybody who's supported my Kickstarter so far for Grandma Got Kidnapped by Aliens and Other Holiday Disasters. Also, thank you so much to everyone who has shared it, liked it, helped me promote it. I really, really appreciate it. We've got about 10 days left, so help us get over the top. We really want to bring this to you. We've got a great set
Less
of
than
core
10 days
authors.
now.
We've got even more bonus authors if we can reach our stretch goals. We've got all these great folks with great stories. So please keep it the momentum. Let's bring it in strong and hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you.
I love the little mechanical thing that was happening with Hildy's voice there at the end, which maybe she's part robot. I don't know. But anyways, go to this Kickstarter. The link is going to be in this description. It's also being added to the newsletter. 52% of the goal as of right now. I'm recording this on Tuesday. By the time this actually airs, I hope we're into stretch goals. So that is that. I also have a weird question. This is in the newsletter, but actually I'm going to share my screen over here. This is the newsletter that I have not yet posted. So this is like all super secret. Oh my gosh. But anyways, I have a question. You might notice that recently I did up in the top, I started adding I love emojis. I'm sorry. It's like language plus. But I started adding the little emojis because I also like consistency. It's a neurological thing. So I wear the same thing every day. I don't like things to change too much, but yeah, I realize they do have to change. So I started doing like the plus and equal sign emojis, like this plus this equals, and then I can always update the new, read in 50 US states and 35 countries as that changes. I need more countries. 35 countries is not enough, by the way. But here's my question. You'll notice the equal sign here doesn't match the plus sign. Okay, I know that seems nitpicky, but here's the thing. I've used that. It's called the heavy equal sign emoji, and I've used that a bunch. And it obviously stands for equals, but it also stands for equality. And so it's used a lot to say like equality, like the importance of equality. And so what's weird to me is that it disappeared about 3 or 4 weeks ago that I noticed, but all the other math emoji signs are there. You just can't find heavy equals. This is actually, I want to say like a knockoff brand emoji, but it's not the official emoji. Maybe somebody did that because the official emoji has disappeared. So I just thought that was weird and kind of disturbing, given all the things that are going on in the news. My nose is itching, so maybe that's a sign of more disturbing things. But yeah, does anybody know why there's no heavy equal sign? And I may have spent too much time on asking that already, but I genuinely wonder. So, but moving on, heavy equal sign may or may not be a mystery I ever solve in my life. Where has it gone? Hopefully it will be back and it's just a glitch. But I want to say first in time, Space and Time magazine is recruiting for first readers. Let me not look at the video anymore because otherwise I can't talk. Space and Time, we need first readers. I'm not going to say pretty bad, but because that sounds like begging, but please, we need first readers. I will say, I think being a first reader is awesome. I learned a lot of stuff from being a first reader, from looking at submissions, like what to do, what not to do, what works. You also get to talk amongst other people about, like, I'm not saying that this happens, but oh, that story didn't really work for me. Oh, it didn't work for me either because this, and then you can refine your own work. Being a first reader is actually where I learned about shun formatting and how incredibly important that is. So if you do want to be a first reader, and we would love that, go over to the newsletter, which is linked down below in this description. And you have this fancy sign up form right there. You can just click on that sign up form and become a first reader. So also coming up in, let me actually share a different screen. Let's go back to Hildy's stretch goal thing. Hildy's grandma got kidnapped by aliens and other holiday disasters, which, by the way, I just want to say, like, when I don't really do a lot of family type gatherings, but it's a complaint that I hear that Christmas and holidays like that are like a love distaste thing because everybody gets together and argues and all that, and Uncle Robert drank too much and Auntie Margaret always gives socks. I don't know. I'm picturing what a big family event like that would be. But I hear a lot of people talking about wanting to murder their relatives around that time. So this would be such a great way to, like, relieve that stress. You can read about your relatives getting kidnapped by aliens and more. So going back to the Kickstarter now, I will move back off the Kickstarter and go on to the Extra, which, by the way, you may have noticed that I called this Authortunities Extra. It really bothers me that I tend to think of better names for things after I'm already doing it. But then I realized, you know what? This is a work in progress. Everything I do is a work in progress. And I might just change things. So that happened. It's a way better name, too. It was really bothering me because I was like, I don't know what I'm forecasting. I'm not forecasting anything. What if I do forecast something? I don't know. But this is just the extra stuff that I don't, like Hildy's Kickstarter. So anyways, something else that I wanted to talk about is Alex Shane, the agent from Writer's House, Becky Lejeune from Bond Literary Agency, and Maeve McSlott. And I am so sorry, Maeve, if I butchered your name. But Maeve is from Cops Literary Services. And all three of them are showing up for the Horror Writer Association's Halloween in July fundraiser, which is still going on for just a little longer. I know it's not July anymore, but it's still hot, right? It's still hot. So it's like July in spirit. Those three agents are going to be live, so you can ask them questions and get to know them and introduce yourself, even if you can't buy them a drink. That's going to be August 17th at 7 p.m. EST. Link in the description, or you can watch my channel, or you can actually subscribe to my channel and like videos and stuff like that. I just broke 800 viewers. I mean, 800 subscribers. I know that's like not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty thrilled. So I thought that was very cool. So thank you, all of you who subscribed. So you can go watch How To with Agents with Alex Shane, Becky Lejeune, and Maeve McSlot. Lysot. I have to find out how her name is pronounced now. This is really going to bother me. But anyways, you can go watch that. Get to know some agents. You can't buy them a drink, but you can donate to the fundraiser. And I'm going to speak for them and say they would be very impressed. And then after that, also in support of the Halloween in July fundraiser from the Horror Writers Association, it's poetry open mic night. We actually have signups this time because I learned how to check my Google forms. So yay for me, I learned something new. Of all the automatic notifications Google gives me, I did not realize if somebody signs up on your Google form, they don't notify you. So we actually did have signups for the first open mic, and I thought there were none because, where's my notification? So anyways, if you want to go and sign up for that sign up form should be in the description. Oh, here, let me share this screen. It's also in the newsletter because I like to be efficient. You can watch the video. You can watch it, find it on YouTube there. This is the sign up link so you can read your poem. We have a bunch of signups already, so it's going to be probably like one poem per person, and I'll just be cycling everybody through. But I'm really excited about it. I also promised a while back a free digital download of all of the vintage Space and Time magazines because these are some really great stories. This is some good history, and we decided to just make it available to everybody because it's awesome. So what I've thought about doing for a while, when I first took over the magazine, I think there was 133 issues. By the way, I took it over from Hildy Silverman, so I think I owe her a few favors, who took it over from Gordon Linsner, who founded the magazine back in 1966 as a teenager, as I like to say, a high school student who was printing it on a mimeograph machine in the beginning. We actually have number 1. It's not very legible. Remember, it was started by a high schooler on a mimeograph machine, but we do have the virtual, where are my words? This is why I'm a writer. The digital edition of number 1 Space and Time magazine. But I'm sharing them all for free. You can go onto the website, spaceandtime.net, and find these and just buy them if you're like really impatient. But if you want to collect them, or you don't have the money to go spend on them and you really want them all, then collect them. I'm giving away a free issue every week in Authortunities, and I've given away 4 already. This week is, as you can see, number 84, which was came out in fall of 1994. I really want to sing the David Bowie song now, but I will spare you. I also find this image so disturbing on this cover. Well done on the disturbing factor, because I don't know what that is, but it looks very phallic. This reminds me of bloated flesh sewn together. Very gross. But I realize when I look at it really closely, it's a doll, like a discarded doll. But still, what is this on the doll? But anyways, super disturbing cover. I love it. And this was when Gordon Linsner was the editor-in-chief and the publisher. This is the TOC. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you really want this? Because I think you want this. Just go to Authortunities and you can download it right there. But yeah, this is a great issue. One of the things that in the very beginning, when I first took over Space and Time, I'll scroll through here while I jibber jabber. When I first took over the magazine, I really wanted to read every issue. But like I said, there was 133 of them. It was a lot of reading. And so I've tried to read them, but me being me and being a little bit chaotic and disorganized, even though I like everything the same sometimes, in a frame. It has to have the framework always has to be the same, and then chaos within the framework. That's kind of how I like to operate. But one of the things that I have a problem with is keeping track of what I've read. So I have made space and time back issues. So when you collect them, you can print this off. This is all of the issues so far, and even some that don't exist, like kind of in preparation. So this will update. If it's orange, that issue is available. If it's not orange, that issue, oh, you know what? 144 is actually available. This is already outdated. Just forget everything. I've already messed up. But I will update this. And yeah, you can I'm going to print this off in the new house and hang it up. And then I'm going to put a gold star for every issue when I release it until all issues have been released for free at one time. And if you want number 1, that's going to be June 3rd, 224, because that's the space and time birthday anniversary, as near as Gordon and I can figure that happened. So, but yeah, that is also in Authortunity newsletter to download. What else is going on? I told you about the agent thing. I told you about Hildy's fundraiser. Did I happen to mention Hildy has a fundraiser that we need to support? I think that's it. Oh, and that was the other thing is I am going to review. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to show you what I'm going to give away next week, kind of because you're here and that makes you very special. I'm going to show you the next issue. Now, that's what I wanted to finish with. Organization is not my huge key sometimes. Ad-libbing organization. But yeah, Space and Time, number 38 is going to be the next one that I give away next week. This week is 84. It's already there. You can download it right now. But next week, I'm going to give away issue 38. But the reason why I'm broadcasting this, letting you know now, is because I'm going to review it next week on this show. So that inspired, gets me going so that I actually will read all these and be organized because I get a gold star when I've reviewed it. And yeah, and so this is a little sneak peek of what will be next week. I read this story already last night. It was very misogynistic. It was a different time, but it was a good story. I kind of want to punch Thayer because he's very like girls in the cabin. Ew, different time, but also the girls wound up saving his life and everything. And he was okay. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but anyways, it was a really cute story. I enjoyed it. And right now I'm reading this one, Papalapagos. Wow. Why do we bother trying to speak? So inefficient. Palapagos. But yeah. So anyways, that is that. I think that sums it up. This is a sneak peek. I go back to why do we bother talking? A sneak peek of Authortunities this week. Let me really focus on my words. Oh, by the way, this link is Allie. Oh, you can tell I'm in edit mode. Is Allie, which is, I believe I've brought it up before, the Alliance of Independent Authors. I've recently joined them, and I've thought about joining them for about 10 years since I've been an independent author. But once I did join them, zero regrets. They're awesome. I wish I had joined them quite a while ago. So that is why I'm sharing that. Stop. That's why I'm sharing this little advertisement for them every time, every issue right now. But yeah, here are the Authortunities. Do you like my little space thing? It was really bothering me how all the text kind of clumped up. And so then I thought of doing this, and then I found out I could make the links orange, which is kind of like the branding color. And I changed this. So yeah, we're getting a little bit fancier. Oh, and this is the really big sneak peek. This is the paywall. So you always get 2 weeks free. This is 2 weeks ahead of all the stuff that's happening, which in August has not been a lot. It's I would say weird, but it's summer. Even Hildy was at the beach just now. But this is all the stuff coming up in the next 2 weeks behind the paywall. If you are too broke to pay $5 a month, just send me a message and I will give it to you for free. If you feel like that this would benefit you, don't worry about it. just send me a message. All that information is in there. But yeah, or you can watch this video a lot and hit pause and things like that. I removed the wrong one. So, anyways, that sums up opportunities this week. I also started adding the numbers in because I realized I was getting a lot of opportunities. Can you believe this week is issue 22 of Authortunities already? And it has been read in 50 states and 35 countries and counting so far, over on Substack. And I absolutely love Substack. I'm thinking about moving my blog to Substack. So I did start a new publication on Substack. You can find everything on my profile. And I call that La La Land. And the reason why is because when I was little, I used to call myself Lala because I couldn't say Angela because I had speech problems even then where I couldn't say words properly half the time. And so I went around calling myself Lala. And I thought that would just be a fun name for it. So yeah, I'm moving my blog over there, kind of, maybe, sort of experimenting, but I can't say enough good things about Substack. It has been just a very fun, game-changing kind of thing, and doing opportunities as well. Thank you to everyone who has supported it. It's been crazy. I started it back in spring because I really knew I needed a newsletter. And I just thought sharing my calendar might be a good way to not do a newsletter, not have to do all the, what am I thinking? What am I listening to while I write? Because I didn't really think anybody wanted to know. But I'm happy to share the opportunities. It's the calendar I keep anyways. I used to keep a calendar for the newspapers that I worked at. And it was one of my favorite things to do because I am that weirdo. But that is it for this week. I will see you next week from the new house. I'm so excited. Oh, I just came back, looked in the camera at my hair. I don't know. It frizzes, like video comes around and it starts like frizzing. So maybe I can do something about that by next week. I don't know. We'll find out. But I hope you enjoy the newsletter. If you find an opportunity or you wind up getting published or you have anything, the email to send me that is in there. And I would love to share these. I need to go back through my email because people have written me notes and stuff about how Authortunities, they found something and they sold a story through it. I want to know that so I can share it. But that's about it from this week. I will see you next week, and I hope you like everything. Otherwise, I'll see you at the open mic. Don't forget to sign up. And I will see you at the agent thing. So let's impress some agents by tipping them instead of buying them drinks this time. And with that, have a good week.